Hello. Hi there, it's Jackie here. I am coming in live again this month because in the My Incredible Orbit Academy, our community this year in July is looking at the concept of energies. So we have three really powerful integrated healing sessions that we're going to be doing together as a massive, great big group. They start next week. So I think they're on, oh, actually, I can't remember. I've had a total memory blank. So I don't remember what day of the week they're on this month. I will have a quick look before we get going, though. And we space them a week apart. So basically, then we'll just have the next one the week after and the one week after that. So it gives us time to listen to them. If we're not able to attend live, then to integrate them, because the body mind complex really just integrates them all at their own pace as it is needed individually for us. And then we are ready for our next one. So they're all on Fridays this month. And then next month in August, we'll move our sessions to being Monday late afternoons, Brisbane time. So in this month, the theme that we're looking at is energies. And by the way, it is freezing in my office. So I plan on being here for as least amount of time as possible. I have layers upon layers on today. Energies. The last series of sessions that we did in June was about love, the consciousness of love, and belief systems around it, matrices around it, attachments, love, especially attachments and belief systems around love. And it was really, really wonderful series of sessions. When we dive into this series of energies, it is possible that we kind of bringing part of last month with us and continue it into this month. And the reason why I say that is because love is an energy. It has an energy to it. And everyone has a very different relationship to the energy of love. And it's, governed and defined by so many different things. So absolutely, we could be looking at everybody's different love energetic relationship that either they have with themselves, that they have with somebody else, or just even to the concept of it. If we take a step back outside of ourselves and look at what's going on maybe in the family matrix, in your community, in the world, so the collective consciousness of the world, then we can look at love from that perspective as well. And we can perhaps get a real sense of, or maybe we want to address energies and be connected to or tune into the energy of love around the world or within the family matrix. And who knows, it could be that there is a different kind of energy that's been showing up that is not so great, that doesn't work for you very well. And so by connecting us to the energy of love, that's what's going to be the best thing for us. That could very well come up as a priority. But we also need to remember that essentially everything is energy. It doesn't matter what structure we're looking at. It has an energetic signature to it, has an energetic component to it. So really, for this series of sessions, our collective innate wisdoms really could take us anywhere within the body-mind complex, past in time, forward into the future, back through genetics, through epigenetics, into past lives, into consciousness. It could go anywhere. We have so many different relationships with things. We have relationships with ourselves, and we have relationships even with different ages that we've been. It's very, very common for somebody to have a different relationship with themselves to when they were 4 years old, then to what the relationship was like with themselves when they were 17 versus what it was like when they're 47 and so forth. So we might need to be addressing those energies individually to help work on the relationship with self. When we have relationships with other people, or we have relationships with groups of people, maybe with a relationship with your work or with your business or with family or whatever like that, that is very, very individual energy signatures in it. And it could very well be that we need to address some of those energy signatures. There could also be energy signatures that are existing there or coming towards you from outside, from these relationships, that could be better, could be working for you better. They might be causing disruption for you. They could be causing you to feel unwell. They could be draining on your energy. They could be blocking you, preventing you to move forward. So we might be working on energies that are between relationships with things that you have. And it is so common that there are energy disturbances in these relationships. We address them all the time in body talk sessions. So who knows, we might be doing that as well. It would not surprise me if quite a lot of our focus is on addressing energy relationships, or the way that an energy currently is expressing itself in some kind of a relationship. Look, I was just thinking of myself today. I've got different relationships with different members of my family. I have a relationship with the government of my homeland. I've got a relationship to healthcare. I've got all these different kinds of relationships that have gone through really big changes and different growth periods throughout my lifetime. And when I was really sitting and thinking about what could come up for us during these series of sessions, the different life cycle stages for a relationship and the different energies that come through for that, the energy sways, like they can definitely go through high energy, low energy, great energy, not great energy, that kind of thing. So that would not surprise me if we're doing that. Let's take a step kind of inwards towards us. And remember again that essentially we are energy. Now, the more disassociated and separate we feel from ourselves and from the world around us, the less that we are going to be aware of energies and aware of our energetic connection to things. And we have an energetic connection to everything. So it could be that what comes up as a priority is addressing energetic connections maybe to the animal kingdom or particular species of animals, right? Maybe you're someone who really loves horses, but it's more of a cerebral connection, and there's a lack of really understanding that energetic connection to them. Who knows? So that energies that exist between you and the animal kingdom or particular species definitely could come up as a priority. Another one that could come up is to nature. And there are a multitude, like too many to even count, multitude of energetic connections that are existent between a human being and elements in nature, whether it be bodies of water that are moving, mountains, trees, forests, microbes, right? And that is coming up for us. We're doing some other exploring sessions right now in My Incredible Orbit, looking at some slightly different topics. And that relationship to nature and the energies that exist within us and between us to elements in nature. Even the sun, right? Water, the trees, the earth, the biofield of the earth, the wave chi of the earth, the meridians of the earth, all are coming up as being really vitally, vitally important for us at the moment. So that might come up as a priority as well. But when we look to us as as sentient beings, as human beings, and we understand that pretty much everything has an energetic nature or element to it within us in the body-mind complex. And we might be addressing anything got to do with meridians. And I wouldn't say that there's any one particular meridian that might be more of a priority than others. So we'll be putting up for offer all meridians, all acupuncture points, all of the chakra system, all of the minor chakras, all of the nadis associated with the chakras and the meridian system. We could possibly be looking at the Wei Qi system. What else was I thinking of? Any of the 5 senses, the nervous system, any of the 3 brains, being the head brain, the heart brain, the gut brain. We could be looking at circulation aspects that are really vital for the functioning of our body. So we might be looking at the circulation of blood, but blood has an energy, and the circulating blood has an energy. So obviously the better the blood is circulating, the better the energy it will be expressing. The poorer or the more deficient the blood is circulating, it'll be a very different energy that it's expressing. So all different kind of circulation aspects could come up as a priority, like nerves as well, and the nerve supply, the lymphatic system, and all lymph tissue, lymph fluid, cells to do with lymph, water, hydration. It has it's energy, it has frequency, and there's all different kinds of water. A popular one that comes up for us in our sessions is easy water, which is the 4th phase of water. Again, that easy water is coming up as a bit of a big priority for us right now, when we are looking at ways that we can be supporting ourselves in the face of all this enormous stress and change that's going on within us, within our world right now. We could also be doing the energy of protons, electrons, solitons, and any kind of electromagnetic frequency, whether it be the naturally normal, healthy occurring ones within our body-mind complex, or whether they be ones that are not so great, and they come from lots of different kinds of things. Mainly this computer, this computer and our phone, and all the towers, and lots of things make really unhealthy EMFs. So, and that does come up quite commonly. The other thing that we need to consider, and it's the last thing I'm going to cover, is that when we talk about energies, I think for some people, this concept of energies has been given this really warped kind of belief system that even the word energies is something to kind of scrunch your shoulders up around your ears and go, ooh, energies. And automatically want to distance yourself from that conversation or from the idea of energies, because you've been taught to believe that energies looks like, you know, somebody that does this and acts like that and earns that kind of money and believes in this and will speak about that and all that kind of thing. So the whole platform of just even speaking about energy and what energies are all about has gone through a really kind of brutal slaying process. And you know, for lots of different reasons. We're all aware of some of those, or at least some of us will be aware of some of those reasons why it's gone through a brutal process. But it is such a fundamental part of our existence and our expression and our relationships and how we connect to one another that it is just not possible to separate ourselves from it. We can't, because we are that. So by coming to the table and having conversations about it, and also being able to address any of our belief systems around what energy means to us, what I've been taught about energy, what my friends think about energy, what science or particular areas of science or medicine think about energy. So we don't want to blanket anything. You know, I have some really wonderful doctors that I work with that really, really understand this concept of energy and consciousness really, really well, and some don't. So it's going to be like any aspect that you could dive into. You are definitely going to have people that have the awareness of these things, and just some people don't. And that is their journey. So we don't want to blanket anyone. We don't want to blanket anything and say, you know, it applies to everyone. It doesn't. We certainly want to be able to address in our community, we want to be able to address our belief systems. And that is absolutely what's going to be on the table here now. Now, I've had, and it might not just be belief systems about energy, but I've had not necessarily clients, but it's more being students that I've had in all different types of classes over the years, that they would come to class and I'd hear them say, you know, one of my biggest concerns is that I can't see energy, or I can't feel energy, or I don't believe in energies, or I don't even think that I'm an energetic being. You know, they've got really big blocks around understanding energy, being able to connect into it properly, and therefore being able to utilize it really, really well, because it is such a integral part of our five senses and our intuition and instinctual systems. So any work that we can do on dropping, you know, corrupt belief systems and bringing a lot of clarity and a lot of awareness to this concept of energies, which is so massive. We could spend the rest of the year just open the door talking about energies, doing sessions and courses around energies, and we are still not even going to touch the surface. So it is going to be very interesting, because all of our innate wisdoms know that we have 3 sessions before we move on to our next topic. We have 3 sessions. So what is the innate wisdom going to prioritize is the most important things that we need to address individually and then as a collective community for those 3 sessions. And what might help to drive that, I guess, is that if you as community members perhaps put your thoughts forward. So whatever is coming up for you around energies, whether it be just thoughts that pop into your head, or whether it be particular areas that you're fascinated by or curious about, or things that you don't understand, or areas where you feel like that you have issues in, and it might not even make sense to you, but you might just have this kind of idea that comes up for you and says, I feel like I've got energy blockages down in the lower part of my body, in my legs. It might not make sense to you, but it totally makes sense to what your innate wisdom is going to bring up as a priority. So quite often what you will put down on paper and contribute in discussion is what drives our sessions, and I certainly would love to see that. Now, I am going to adios out of here, because it has been a long day, a long week, and that's all I wanted to cover. Did you have any questions for me before I leave, or you're all A-okay? Seeing as though I don't know who's popped in and out. You can just give me a thumbs up if you're okay. I will be coming back to check all the comments. I always get notifications on the comments. So if you're watching this at a later time, then you can just pop whatever you want to say into the comments and I'll come back. Don't forget, for those My Incredible Orbit members, you actually have our private group in the Academy that you can always put conversations into there. If you feel like it's something that's quite private, we can go into there. Alrighty. Beautiful. Thanks so much. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, weekend, Monday, whenever you're listening to this, and we'll talk really soon. Bye, guys.